Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am streaming the Lord of the Rings online. Today I am going to be playing my hunter, who I just got a new outfit on. There are a couple things I will be talking with the outfit, but this is what it looks like, and yeah, we'll go on about that later. But today I plan to start preparing for Wildwood, which is going to be update 29, and I think it is scheduled for next week if all things go according to plan. At least that is what we heard maybe a week ago. I don't remember exactly when that info came out, but it was during one of the Court of the Ring streams. And for this character, what I'm going to do today is level my hunter. I want to get him to level about 40 to 41 maybe for Wildwood, or even 42 could be good. I want to try to do Wildwood at a little bit of a lower level, just to get a little bit more fun, a little bit more challenge out of it, at least for me. I think that would be good. And I want to say hello to Coremeister, and there's also RPG and SG S8 Plus, who were here before the stream started. And that actually reminds me, I do have one more channel member. I don't know if they're watching right now, especially at the start of the stream, but Fabric became a channel member yesterday or 2 days ago. And I don't know if they watch the streams, but they've been active in the comments on various videos I have lately. So to start off with my leveling, I actually wanted to do Trollshaws. I thought that would be a good thing for this character. And it's not really like Wildwood, but it's forested tree type area. And let's see, YouTube is saying me, okay, that's actually working. YouTube very frequently likes to tell me I have no audio playing on the stream, so it's always concerning to me, because I have had some issues in streams, or in streams, and I just wanted to check on that. And I forgot, I just went to Southbury, but I forgot there's actually a somewhat easy way for me to at least get to the missions war room, and that's actually one thing I want to talk about a little bit. Is the missions, they're very nice for alts to do and to level, but there are a few things with them that I really wish were features. First, I wish missions progress was like account-wide. That would be very nice. It was just something I was thinking when getting this character ready. And then also, it sometimes feels like it's actually an inconvenience to go to the war room just to do missions. In Salty Scrunt, this character is an Oscaruth. That's where he was, at least, in Lonelands, but I plan to do Trollshaws questing. I need to get a little bit higher level to start that. I think getting level 31 at least would be a good idea. And the missions, I could hopefully do enough to get me to 31. I also thought about doing skirmishes today, and if people are on and they can, around this level, maybe doing group content, but there's not many people. There is a Warden, who I am actually not familiar with that name at all. But yeah, probably not too likely to actually do any group content, it seems like. But the way to get to War of Three Peaks is as a VIP. If you got that, you can just click this and it'll take you to the war room. So I have to travel to my kin house because I don't have a personal house for any of my characters, but yeah, it's a little bit more convenient to do that, I think, than have to try to find a Gabalaka recruiter and do that whole stable master travel here. But for characters that don't have like easy access to travel like a hunter or warden would, I think it can be a little bit of an inconvenience. And I checked this character earlier today, actually, just when I was deciding what I was even going to do today for a stream. I checked this character and I saw I actually had the daily for missions ready to turn in, and probably just forgot to turn it in the last time I played him. So I don't have that daily. And it looks like I have a bunch of mission quests, at least, so we can do a lot of them. I'll just probably go in order and see how much XP I get for each one and how many I'll have to do. And I did want to say hello to Richard de Shirlia. And this one we are collecting dwarf-made weapons. I wonder if I have to... Ooh, what spec am I playing? Looks like I am in blue line because I can shoot on the move, which is probably a decent spec right now. I wonder in the blue line, at this level, if I want strength stance or precision. I know precision is better at high levels, but I almost feel like at level 30, it might be a little bit better to use strength stance, I'm thinking. Even as a blue line hunter, but I do need a minute to set up my skill bars because I use a very different setup than what it gave me for the blue line. And I think I had this set up just because, where do I put AoEs in control, I think? There's so many buttons hunters have. That's kind of surprising. Merciful shot. This one is used a lot more at high levels, I know. I don't think I'll get much use out of it. I'll go ahead and keep it at 7 for now. Okay, I have to remember how to play hunter. And I think the general idea is you shoot things and do that on the move while playing the blue line. Try to use barrage. That did enough damage that it would have one-shot one of these guys. But with the hunter, I feel like one of my issues is I've actually been playing too much yellow line. I know I enjoy the yellow line and enjoy playing it, but it seems like whenever I've played a hunter lately, I've been doing the yellow line. I'm just totally not in the mood for that spec. So I think I mentioned with this character, I was getting bored of him when I was leveling with our low-level progression group. Like I did a stream with Fornost, and then I did that on my burglar. I was having more fun on the burglar, and the burglar is actually closer to Wildwood. But I'm really not in the mood for questing on a burglar, and I almost don't feel like Wildwood would be a very exciting place for a burglar to go. Not that it really matters what class you are for the Ares you quest in, but sometimes where I quest actually does depend on the class. Like my burglar, I thought Evendem was a good place to quest. I thought that would be fun because there's a lot of like tomb raiders or tomb robbers. I forget exactly what they're called, but they're almost burglar-like enemies. So it's just a little bit thematic, and I feel like doing something like Wildwood is kind of similar for the hunter, just because it's a forest and that's where hunters go. And Richard, you said as long as you don't mind using focus more, you can use strength stance. They took away the critic from precision. Yeah, I noticed strength stance. These did actually seem different than what I used to remember, but strength stance has a lot of critical rating, and it has both the... Wait, it says I only get the crit rating for 10 seconds? I actually did not realize that. And I only get the finesse for 10 seconds? I wonder if you're supposed to stance swap as a hunter. I have never done that and didn't even realize these had like a duration buff. I wonder if hunters actually do that at the level cap. It's been so long since I've played a high level hunter actually, and actually paid attention to that. I'm not too familiar with that. Okay, so this mission is done. There's not much point in me staying here. I actually could get a decent amount of XP, it seems like, just killing enemies though. I'll have to keep that in mind with future missions. But yeah, I think the focus, one focus every 5 seconds is not really that much, so I feel like I can, and particularly at this level, get more out of strength stance, it seems like. And I'm pressing in as if I were playing World of Warcraft, which the last time I played WoW was on the Shadowlands questing stream on my mage, and that did not go too well. I was not very much enjoying the Shadowlands content, unfortunately. And that actually reminds me, I should also have a WoW video coming up. I don't know if I have ever done a WoW commentary like the one I will have. I was kind of hoping I would have it tomorrow, but I'm not entirely sure on that. I don't know how interested people would actually be in a WoW video that are watching like a Lotro stream from me, but there is the potential that's coming up. And what do I need to do here? Just survey storm walls? I don't even know if I need to kill these enemies. Some of them look like they'll attack me. Of all the missions that are available with War of Three Peaks, the Elder Slade missions, I guess, this is the type of one to me that is on the relatively boring side, just because you're just clicking things and moving about. Like the previous one was super simple, but I at least thought it was more fun because I was at least killing orcs and getting their weapons or whatever I was doing in that one. This XP, I did not expect to be leveling this fast. I thought it would take quite a few missions to get to level 31, even with where I was, but maybe even after this one, I will get high enough level, especially if I keep killing these mobs that I don't really think I need to kill, but I want to kill them at least. And one thing with the hunter that I want to talk a little bit about today, and I can start now, is I mentioned I wasn't too much in the mood for it, even if it is a class that I have enjoyed, and I mentioned the yell line probably being a little bit of a problem with me. But the hunter, perhaps surprising to some people, used to be probably my third most played class, and I was kind of wondering what happened to hunter with me, because it was one of my more frequently played classes. It was my second to get past Moria. But after that, after I got out of Moria on that hunter, I think I just started playing other characters and learned that I enjoyed other classes. And way back then, the Guardian was not that good of a landscape class, or it did low damage basically. And then compared to now, the Guardian seems to do pretty good damage, at least at low levels, and back then it was not that great damage, but I still enjoyed the class. And I think that one in particular took a little bit of my hunter playtime basically eventually. And hello Vulgar TG. And I am doing good today. I realize it's been a while since I have streamed or even done too much content. I don't know, it's been a weird couple weeks for me as far as like time goes and things like that. So on Tuesday I did have a Lotro video. Oh, this guy's stuck in the wall. I remember this mission. I'm surprised they haven't fixed it or received like so many complaints about this mission, because these mobs are always getting stuck in the thing. And I've only done this mission, I don't even know if I've done it more than twice, but every time I have done it I get reminded of that. Guessing I have to go around somewhere. Can't really jump through all that. This is a very slow mission. I picked a bad one, especially a bad one for me to do where I have to not just like kill things, I have to actually pay attention to quest items. And Ivan, I am hoping, I don't know if I really have a target level range to get today. For Wildwood, I want to generally get to low 40s in terms of level, and I have about a week to do that. I was thinking Saturday, depending how things go today, I could do another stream on this character Saturday. But I wouldn't mind maybe getting level, I don't know, a good target, level 35 maybe to start. That will be a lot of questing, because I plan to quest in the Trollshaws for most of today. And if I need a bunch of XP, I can, it seems like, do missions, hopefully better missions than this one. More like the first one. The first one went relatively fast compared to this. This skill does a ton of damage. I don't know if I was just hitting it really hard with that. I got a devastating hit. Oh, I got a hit with, yeah, Scourging Blow. It did 873 damage. It has a bleed bonus? I didn't even realize I used the bleed on that. I knew it did a lot of damage when I had a bleed on an enemy, or the particularly barbed arrow bleed, but I did not realize I had the bleed on the enemy, so that's where that confusion was coming from. And hello, the Jedi Riftster. You just discovered my channel and you are a longtime Lotro fan. Well, I'm glad you discovered it. And hope you enjoy the content. And I'm struggling with this mission, actually. I have no idea where these last two storm walls are. I thought I needed to do something to the east. I saw an enemy over there, and here is a survey spot. Alright, I will not even bother trying to kill that one. In Vulgar, so far the hunter is feeling pretty well. I plan to switch between the red and blue line a little bit today. See if there's a storm wall over here, and I do not see one, so we need to go west, it looks like. So far I'm starting off in the blue line, at least for the missions. And then with landscape I might try a little bit of the red line to see how that goes. I know red line could be slower just because... Why am I... Okay. Hitting the wrong keys on the keyboard. I was wondering why I was stuck moving, but it was just my hand was in the wrong spot. Okay, so done with that mission. That one took forever, honestly. And then, yes, my channel is, I feel like a little bit over 90% Lotro, at least lately. Maybe I used to have 5% WoW and 5% other, but lately it's probably been like 95% Lotro. Area of interest. That was not a mission of interest, though. I want to do one more mission. I cannot end on a mission that went that poorly. It just took so long for me to get through. So this one I need to destroy ballistae. Oh, and I just missed using my focus before they all activated. I should not target myself. Things go much better when you do target enemies. There was that Scourging Blow, or the other way around, Barbed Arrow then Scourging Blow. I wonder if Scourging Blow, I don't think that would be called like Scourging Blow. Maybe. So Blue Line Hunter, I know the DPS overall would be less than the Red Line, but at least for missions, being able to shoot while on the move and the relatively high burst damage with all the instant cast stuff, I like that for the missions at least. Also, Split Shot is pretty strong. I actually think it does even more damage than like Quick Shot. So even if I don't have anything else to use that consumes focus, it seems like Split Shot would actually be good. So for anything with AoE, basically, I think Blue Line can be pretty good. I really like Yellow Line for this level for AoE, though. And that is another topic. Somebody talked about High Elf Captains with the chat, but one almost issue with this character, actually, is he is a High Elf. For the looks of the character, the looks of the elf, I prefer the High Elf compared to the regular elf, but there's some really funky things about the animations. So for this character, like when he's inducting with his bow, he just has his bow down there, and it just looks a little bit weird to me. I think I prefer the elf animations overall for Hunter. So that's actually a little bit of a struggle with this character. I almost thought about remaking him to a regular elf, and yes, Ivan, I am close to 6,000 subscribers, which is a lot. Okay, this mission went much better. I didn't even realize I did all 4 ballista already. Okay, so we are done with that, and I can just leave the instance. That mission seemed to give a lot less XP. Probably ran out of the bonus XP, and I haven't actually turned in the quest yet. And thank you, Salty Scrump, for becoming a new member. And you actually reminded me I have new membership tiers. I don't know if you can really make membership tiers too exciting, especially one that says copper tier. That actually doesn't even sound that exciting or good. But the point of that is there's like the currency common in games there in Lotro as well, copper, silver, gold. And then I thought the highest tier, being mithril, as it is a very rare resource, plus my kinship, the main one I play with is Mithril League. Okay, so we finished engines. Oh, I already turned what I finished. And I'm wondering, I know you get motes of enchantment for each, actually doing relatively good on motes of enchantment. The motes of enchantment are useful for legendary items, which I'm working on for my characters on this server. But now I think we can start Trollshaws questing, see how that is jumping into level 35 content at level 31. And Ivan, you said 16 members, and hello Jonathan Amos, and actually, I might have more than 16 members. Oh no, I do have 16 members, you are right. I thought that might have been number 17, but 16, that is a lot of members as well. For every member, I know Ivan, Vulgar, and now Salty Scrunt all here are members, but thank you all for the support. It definitely helps with stuff. So Richard, you find the You find the parry racial skill for Hunter pretty insane. I do not need to go to the stable, Master Travel Guy. There's somebody here, a burglar. Oh, it's like he's running really slow on his horse and he had broken legs. So we need to ride east a little bit. Lonelands is a nice place. I know it's not the prettiest place. It's got a good quest flow to it, I think. And there are a lot of nice things about Lonelands, but there's not too much that sticks out about the zone. I feel like Weathertop is the big thing in Lonelands. And what gathering? This character is a forester and prospector, but it's only expert. If I actually thought about that, I would have tried to get these up to artisan for when I entered Trollshaws, because this is all artisan as far as I know. And that is true, Saltace Grunt. Ithilharn shards are a very precious resource. I don't know, as far as the general Lord of the Rings go, if they are actually the most precious resource. That would actually be interesting. And Ivan, you are the first member to be the Mithril tier, which, if I remember correctly, that's $15 a month. Which is definitely crazy. And as far as I know, you're still a member on a second channel as well. So, of course, thank you, Ivan, for all the support with that. Actually, I have a trait point to spend. Wonder what I want to spend it on this character. Do I want 25% damage for bow skills? No, I already have that. It is the cost has 15% chance. Or quick shot bonus focus application chance. If I remember correctly, strong draw used to work that it would only last I'd have to actually test this again, and I think at this point it doesn't really matter too much. I do use quick shot a little bit, but that's such a small chance at bonus focus application, and quick shot itself already has a super short induction. Okay, so Wizco, I was actually reading your message and then I was like, I didn't know what the was about, but you said you bought a Dell Optiplex, and I'm not familiar with that. This is, what time of day is it? It is morning. I thought I was getting towards morning, but this is a nice walk through Trollshaws. Surprisingly bright. I really like the orange. That's actually this character. I made his outfit a little bit orange. I think it was basically one of the dyes that were available actually on the auction hall on this server, and it was Emuldress Fallen Leaf, I think. And Stainer Ivan, thank you for becoming a Mithril tier channel member. That is a whole lot of support from you. Alright, time to try the red line. That'll be my first experience here. And what do I want? Induction bow damage? Probably. Actually, strength stance. If I'm going to be using strength stance, that would probably be better, and I can freely respec if I need that. But do I want the 6th point in this? Does that matter too much? Critical multiplier? Okay, we will run with strength stance damage for now, at least. But your laptop there, or actually I don't know if that is a laptop or a desktop, the Dell Optiplex, but you said that runs like a potato in a toaster with 4 gigabytes of RAM. It's been a long time since I've had 4 gigabytes of RAM. I feel like I need to upgrade my RAM, and that's actually probably something I should do. I will, every once in a while, it doesn't happen too frequently, but every once in a while my PC will decide it runs to, well, it'll decide to run out of memory and go blink and crash on me. That animation, that is the one, for some reason I don't like that animation and it bothers me. The one where I got on my toes with penetrating shot there. So actually playing the red line, maybe it is a difference between the red line and blue line. That's weird with the animations. Maybe the one where you go on your toe. I remember it in the yellow line pretty frequently. See, I don't even know where I'm going, actually. Shouldn't there have been an intro quest right across the bridge? Or did I already get that? Let's see, Trollshaws. I have 2 quests in Trollshaws. I should have one more. There is one that I thought took you to Rivendell, or maybe you needed to go to Rivendell and then it would somehow take you all the way back here. But I will say, as far as doing Trollshaws under level like this, I did do something similar on my Beorning way back whenever I leveled that Beorning probably a couple of years ago. I don't remember, it could have been early last year, or late, no, it wouldn't have been late 2 years ago, but anyway, that Beorning, I did actually something similar. I came around this level to Trollshaws. Here we go, I missed these NPCs. And Wizco, you were wondering my favorite Kingdom Hearts game, and I have no idea. I don't know if I have ever played a Kingdom Hearts game, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not even familiar with what they are. Based on the name, I have heard of that. I just can't actually think of what any of those games are like. So Gandalf also gives you a quest for Trollshaws and the Prancing Pony. I wonder if this character could get that. Wow, Ivan, you are giving my channel $360 a year. That is true. If you're doing $30 a month, that would be that much. I feel like I need to do something for you, Ivan, just for giving me so much support with that. Oh, here's the elves marker. I forgot about this quest, these little... Oh, maybe that isn't it. I think this is the elf marker, but I don't need to interact with it. Okay. Now we can go to the actual camp. And Salty Scrunt, you're saying the red captain is the new tank? Sounds a little bit weird. Oh, I have to remember my way. Trollshaws has a little bit of odd things with navigation that I just have to remember. This particular camp, I think, is... I don't know, it seems to always trip me up with the navigation. It took me a long while last time I quested through here to actually get used to it again. So, Ivan, I feel like my channel has already grown into something amazing. Heavy sword sheaths? Nope. This is all probably too low level stuff for where I am. I will try to remember to check the task board and actually try to do that, just to do something a little bit extra XP on this character. And Gabe Parker, you mentioned Warden Shield. If you are talking, you actually remind me, I had this whole thing I was supposed to do at the beginning of the stream. So let me go ahead and at least kill some boars or do something while I talk about this. But I mentioned in my Discord channel that I am trying to find something to put on this wall behind me. And I don't know if it's just me. Let me actually zoom in here. Okay, my webcam looks to have gotten blurry and my face is like super orange because the screen is super orange and it's just like, I guess, making my face orange here. Wow, Salty, so you have a red line captain in your kin. Okay, this is going slow. I need to actually pay attention to what buttons I'm using. But he already has close to 1 million morale as a red line captain. That's pretty crazy. Louisden, my 130 hunter, he's definitely not geared. I basically have some basic stairs and Amdan Domal gear. Basic War of Three Peaks gear, which is pretty nice gear overall. I'm actually happy with where he is with his gear, but yeah, he is pretty old gear, and I don't even think he has 300k morale. Of course, that is as a red or yellow line DPS, non-blue line Warden, not that blue line Wardens even get that much. I really like the Trollshaws questing. It's probably not the most fun for everybody, but it's super nice as a hunter. It actually feels like you're a hunter hunting. That's why I thought it would be fun to do this zone just as a hunter, because it is such a hunter zone to me. But as far as something to put on the wall behind me, there are a few things there. And the first is, I have a couple options. So I actually contacted Standing Stone Games, which would basically be Cordovan, the community manager, about any Lotro merchandise. And I know they don't do any merchandise besides, they actually did for the 10th anniversary, which I unfortunately don't have the stuff with me. When I moved, that stuff got left behind unintentionally, and because of the time I moved, it was really hard to do anything about travel. So maybe I can amend that in the future and actually have more stuff. But on the right there, and I need to either restart OBS or turn the webcam off and back on somehow. So we will see if this works. The webcam gets out of focus. We'll see if that works. And I don't think it did. And this is a frustrating thing with the webcam. It has autofocus, but it does not work. And yeah, that is totally blurry. So I will be back in 1 second and hope it fixes itself. All right, I think the webcam, sorry for the little delay there, but I think the webcam should be back in focus. And I don't know why there's this issue, but if I restart OBS, and it will do that. I don't know why, but I am really enjoying the hunter right now, which is good. And Philip, you were wondering if the red line minstrel got nerfed. It might have. A couple years ago, I think there was a little bit of a nerf to red line minstrel. I'm not familiar with anything more recently. And then there was something. Some question or something. Oh yeah, Tedder. You said we have 29 watching, which is a pretty good amount for my channel. And only 18 likes. Unfortunately, I don't have any incentives to get a bunch of likes like that one time about getting a webcam, which you all see right now. I don't have anything like that for today for y'all, but any likes are appreciated. It helps the videos and things like that with YouTube as far as promoting them. And YouTube has been very weird lately about promoting videos. Sometimes weird in a good way, and then sometimes it almost seems like weird in a bad way. So just to give a little bit reference for what I'm talking about is, sometimes I will have a video randomly decide to get like a few thousand views, which is good for my channel. Ever since towards the end of last year, that would be like kind of infrequently. Some of my videos would get that much, and then some would randomly stay like around the 1,000 mark. But yeah, sometimes my videos will go to like, just for example, something will go to like 4,000 views, and then YouTube decides that is the end of that video and will not show it to anybody unless they somehow purposefully seek out the video. And wow, we're already getting up to 25 likes, so thank you everybody for doing that. But I should get back onto the topic about my wall back there. And the result of contacting Standing Stone Games was they don't really do anything, but they offered a couple suggestions. And what I am thinking right now is a map of Middle Earth. A blank map, actually, without any text or anything like that. The only thing is, you all can let me know what you think or any different pieces. I think I've seen a couple of suggestions. I don't even know what I'm killing, but that is another good thing about Trollshaws. You really don't have to pay too much attention. Heartseeker has a really nice animation, actually, I think. I do have a quest turn in, but I don't really care about that. What I want is to do the actual quest I need to do, which is Trampling Hooves. which I think is to the west. I could do a poll of all my ideas. I don't know how many times I say actually there, but I can post that on YouTube. I forget sometimes about those poll options. So currently my ideas are like a Lotro type poster. Like one of their, I'm not sure this would entirely be possible, but one of their like key arts. So it's maybe something showing Isengard, for example, the Tower of Orthanc. Or another Lotro poster or something even Lord of the Rings related enough. And yes, a green screen was another option. I do have, I guess with my setup, I have this side desk right here, which might show through that or might not be possible. But I thought about getting a green screen. The main problem I think is with lighting on that. At least I've heard there could be issues with that. And again, I have like a shelf randomly back there and then the desk, so I might have to change my setup if I did that, but it is an option. And Hunsu, you're talking about a video I have that has 596,851 views. And yes, that is, as far as I know, a World of Warcraft video. That game is a little bit bigger than Lotro, so it can get more views. But that is one of the weird things. 2019, I don't even know if that was a 2019 video, but 2019 was a surprisingly great time for my channel. First of all, I had a couple Lotro videos that got like crazy views, crazy more views than any of my other Lotro videos got at the time. And maybe some of my 2021 videos here. And Jason Cole, you were wondering, I don't know, you said yellow line warden traits. I don't know if you're referring to me putting the yellow line warden traits as something up on my wall to show, or if you want me to share my yellow line warden traits that I use. Unfortunately, I'm playing the hunter right now, so I cannot show that. But there are a few nice things about a green screen that I would like the idea of it, definitely. Okay, so I still need to search for evidence, it looks like. I've still found no further evidence. So yellow line warden traits for the wall. So that would actually be a nice thing about a green screen, is I could change the green screen to the yellow line warden traits. But that was actually one of the things. I cannot find anything like this at all to buy, but I was thinking about buying a decorative shield, if I could find it, a warden shield specifically, like something that actually looks like a warden shield in Lotro. I really doubt I have one on this character to show you. I do not. I wonder, my shared storage could have something like that. It looks like I got a quest item. I really don't think this will lead anywhere. I have no idea how or why it would lead anywhere, but shared storage and okay, no warden shield. But anyway, that I actually thought that would be a neat thing to put back there just because I play Warden a lot, but I cannot find that. So Salty Scrout, you said your son just bought a green bed sheet, a Dayglow green bed sheet, and it worked. Yeah, I don't know if like green screen software, maybe like with OBS, is a little bit better now nowadays or something, but it seems like there are a lot of different options for green screens. I thought, I don't really have anything green like that. I have a green shirt that I'm wearing right now, but that would not help with a green screen. I probably should not wear green clothes. But the nice thing about a green screen is I could put basically anything Lotro to have replace the green screen with. I could actually put myself in something like Lothlorien, or not Lothlorien, Lothlorien would be nice, but something like Trollshaws here. actually make it look like I am in Trollshaws. Okay, Wisco, I have to read your message a few times to understand it. So in America, Nevada's 51st. Oh, in America, Nevada is 51st in the education system, even though there are 50 states. Sounds like you were in Nevada, and I also do not know how you would have done that if there are only 50 states. I'm guessing behind DC. I don't know if whatever... What did I do? I do not have any of those. Let's cancel that. What I do have is some fine furs. Oh, I gotta remember how to do tasks. Okay, where do I deliver the tasks? I deliver them to somebody. Yes, that one, okay. And the task gave 1000 XP, so that's an okay-ish amount. It's a little bit, and it gives me reputation, I guess. Okay, so as far as quests go, I need to go back west, it looks like. And then I can still defeat some enemies along the way, if I find any that I need for quests. I killed a lot of things while we were going about, and I do think I need a sickle fly here. But yeah, if I got a green screen, there are a lot of different things I could do that would be nice. I would have to change my setup a little bit. Basically, that would be a little bit inconvenient overall, I suppose. But potentially possible. But the other option is basically the Lotro map, as in this big map. Something like this, not exactly this map, but something without text that is very similar to that. I think I posted that on my Discord. And the thing about putting something behind me is I actually don't have all that much room. I have a little bit of room, but I have my setup very much optimized for usability, I guess, and not really the looks of it, which somewhat is an issue. And if I move my desk forward anymore, so I did have room to put stuff behind me, I would be blocking my windows a little bit more than I'd like. So I have a window, if y'all watch my setup video. Did I pronounce Nevada? Oh, I pronounce it Nevada. So it's Nevada? Oh, that's weird. I don't think I've ever heard actually Nevada. That sounds really weird to me, but I don't think I've actually heard it pronounced like one particular way where I noticed it was different. And I actually do have one of my cats is napping on a nap tree behind my desk. What am I doing with quests? Okay, we need to go down here, and I know we need to go down here, but I don't know what I do down here. I get this shattered dwarf crate, okay. That is one nice thing somehow about doing these low-level quests like this is I've just done them so many times I can somewhat go on autopilot and just know where I need to go. Oh, Nevada? Is that what you were saying, Wizco? Or Nevada? I am all confused with Nevada and Nevada. Or, nah, yeah. What I am less confused about is this character's outfit. So I do not like the shoulder pads on this outfit, but I think the outfit is even worse without the shoulder pads, basically. And this is the single thing that bothers me about this outfit. There are actually a couple things, not a single thing, but if I could get these shoulder pads without like this fur part, with just this kind of part of it that's scaly and matches the chest piece, I would like that. Also, this is like a absolutely giant belt that looks both extremely uncomfortable and a little bit ugly to me. Otherwise, I like the outfit. Those two things, and actually there is one more thing. It's very wide looking, which I don't like as well. Okay, no need va-da, not navoda. Navada. Oh yeah, I don't really watch wrestling, but it could be. It does kind of look like that WWE belt.
What do you need?
What is the meaning of this?
So Hunsu, that is one problem with the outfit, is that it makes me look bulky, and I do not like that. That is a problem I have with World of Warcraft that will be talked about in my next World of Warcraft video. I really don't like how bulky all the male avatars, all the male characters look in WoW. And it makes me want to play female characters, even though I prefer in general to play male characters because it like better represents me and all that. Which is something I used to not really care too much about. What is all this quest text going on? You should cull the number of cave claws in South Trollshaws. I agree. I already did a quest to kill them, but I will kill them again. We just totally killed him with Swiftbow. I somehow tried to cast Heartseeker after that, which probably was not a good idea at all. A equal... Okay, let's go. I am going to actually try to get this right. Is it like na... Veda? Where am I going? I am going north, and I'm trying to defeat Cave Claws. I wonder if I should start trying the blue line. I don't feel like red line's going that bad. I am definitely not playing it that well. But that is one fortunate thing about the Hunter, is I honestly don't think you have to play it all that well to go about things on it. There's, of course, if you're raiding or anything, optimizing your DPS, there's a lot of things to do, which is the exact type of stuff I mean that I am not doing right now. For the most part, not doing, at least. And I also wonder, I forget if Blood Arrow at this level. So Blood Arrow does a little bit less damage than Pinning Shot at this level. That's interesting. Unfortunately, Ivan, that does not help me at all. You did the pronunciation. Okay, I'm going to actually Google this. With a short A, that does not help. Sometimes it takes too long to Google something that actually has a pronunciation. Nevada? I think I said Nevada at one point. Okay, it sounds like Nevada, the way that is pronouncing it. We finally got to that it sounds like dada, but vada, so Nevada. That took me way too long to get how to pronounce Nevada. Hold up, Nevada. It's almost like a lot of places in Lotro that I am not good about pronouncing. There is, for example, Ferrocal, which I used to always say Foreshal, but I have learned that it is not Foreshal. Somebody tried to tell me once that it was Forechel, but I don't think it was that either. It sounds like it is Ferrocal.
It is an insult.
Oh, see, this would be the time to be playing blue line or yellow line. Again, for some reason, I absolutely cannot stand the idea of even playing yellow line right now. And I wonder if it's partially just because of the high elf animations, or whenever I played Hunter, maybe I played that too much. Seems like a lot of the power of Redline Hunter at this level is in Swiftbow and Blindside. No, Blindside in general strong with the whole animation cancel and all that sort of stuff, but it just seems extra emphasized with its strength at this level. As far as total damage, but not quite too sure on that. Again, I'd have to play my high level Hunter and actually look at the numbers to know that. Oh, that is not a Warden shield. I saw a javelin, so I thought potentially. Does have a bow, which is actually surprisingly decent. For a yellow bow, my bow's of course better. It's a blue one that I crafted on my Warden a long time ago. All this gear on this character is crafted from a long time ago, and I actually forgot. I meant to craft this character a new set of gear, but he seems to be doing fine. And yeah, with Blue Line, you have Split Shot, Cry of the Hunter for the AoE days, and then even Low Cut. Low Cut's also nice, which I thought I had something like that in the Red Line. I wonder if I just don't have it on my skill bar. Oh, where would it be? Yes, Low Cut. I just did not have that on my skill bar. This looks better actually, but Low Cut is nice not only for the AoE damage, it actually looks to do a decent amount of damage at this level, but no focus loss on move, and it's what you can use to be a little bit more mobile as a Redline Hunter. Okay, search for stolen stuff to the east, and other quests I have Dispersing the Cold, and then Scout in the North Trollshaws. That's very tempting. I don't think that would be a great idea to do at this level, but we can go back to that. Okay, and task at hand, I do not need that tracked. Do I need goblins for anything? Nope. And hello, Brandon Joyce. You said you just got your Hunter to level 30, and I just got mine to 31. I'm almost going to get to 32. Let's see, we're going east. Need to follow the road. But yeah, Heartseeker plus Blindside, that is a strong combination that likely will one-shot something. So Richard, you have a noob hunter on Brandywine. I've heard a couple people, Brandywine's a little bit of an odd server. I don't mean anything bad about it, but it's a server I had not heard anybody actually playing on for a long while or heard anything about it, and then suddenly it seems like the past month or so I've just heard a lot more people that play on it, rather. That almost looked like a troll, probably because I wanted to see a troll, but just as I was running by, I was like, it actually looks like one of those kind of greenish trolls. And Ivan, if you're wondering about my opinion on the music in Lotro, and in general, I like it. I think it adds to the game. That's one thing I actually noticed playing both Rift and World of Warcraft is it was kind of quiet because there was not much background music or ambience. And I think in general, and WoW, sound effects just are not as good as they used to be. Okay, I don't think that is a good way to go. This is why this zone is so resource heavy. There are like tons of resources basically for both Prospector and Forester, which this character is, but he's not high enough tier. That's one thing I love about this zone, is there are just so many resources you can get for both of those. And yeah, I actually agree with you, Richard. I have seen a lot more low-level players in general in Lotro, it seems like. Even when that activity peaked way back in March to August-ish, when they were giving out free quests and all that, when there were a lot of new people playing, it seems like more recently, the past couple months, I've just randomly seen a lot more low-level players. Perhaps I'm in more lower level zones, but I don't even think that's the case. Sometimes just like doing roving threats, I guess I see more. Wizco, you were wondering tips on 7th grade algebra, and I have no idea what would be covered in that. And I don't even know if I'd have tips for that. That is a lot of DPS. I don't really want my melee weapons for their DPS though. Gives fate and critical rating. I feel like compared to my dagger, I might actually prefer this. Ooh, and that leveled me up. I got 2 travel skills? Oh, Passage of Shadows, okay. Track the Dead. We will put that there with my tracking skills and put this here with my guide skills. So I got Guide to Breathe. That is a very good one to get. Alright, what are we doing? We are still trying to defeat stone trolls, and there are none here, which probably means they are west of here, actually. Firefoot. As far as I know, that was one of the closed servers. I can see why it closed if it felt like it was a single player game. And that is actually one thing I've just been thinking. A lot of people, I think, do treat Lotro like a single player game and just like go for the story and questing and things. And sometimes I feel like doing that. I feel like MMORPGs are good that you can just go in and do your thing. This troll decided to spawn right there. These trolls are a little bit interesting looking. They're kind of ugly. A little bit. But just the face. I feel like there are not many trolls in Lotro that actually look like these. Usually, I don't know if I'd call a lot of other trolls like attractive, but at least more attractive than these trolls. So Ivan, you said that you wish there were more nature sounds like birds and wind. I don't know about wind, but there are birds chirping in Lotro. Sometimes they can be a little bit hard to hear, but there's actually some issues on YouTube, more so in the past, where a lot of... I feel like they've cracked down on this from YouTube's end, but there would be companies that would copyright strike channels for things like birds chirping. Or even just like no noise at all, or maybe some like tiny bit of static noise. My channel used to get in issues with those with Lotro videos, so I had to like turn a lot of random settings down, but it's gotten better now and don't really have issues with that anymore, but it's kind of funny. And Wizcode, thank you for the $1 super chat tip thing. I always forget what they're called. They're something like super chat. But it's basically a tip. So thank you for that, I do appreciate it. And now you actually make me want to give more 7th grade algebra tips. The only problem is I don't really remember what would have been in 7th grade. Need to defeat bats. I wonder... Oh, actually I have my quest turn into the west? For some reason I thought we were going to the next camp, but I don't think that is quite up yet. So I need to defeat bats on my way back, basically. And yes, Desperate Flight, far away from your main combat hotkeys is a good thing. I have Desperate Flight here. One problem with Desperate Flight, and for example putting it here, is I will forget where it is if I actually need it. And I think whenever I play a hunter, I just like never use Desperate Flight, so I forget I have it. I always forget it's a thing that I could actually use when I do actually need to use it. And that could actually come in handy if we do the elite place today. Okay, we are heading, west and getting bats. I feel like whenever I'm streaming, or even questing in general in Lotro, which basically is only when I stream nowadays, I always have to remind myself, like, every couple minutes it seems like what I'm actually doing. Alright, it's been too long since I have hunted an animal, and that is what this character needs to do right now. Not getting many bats. I know this is something I don't necessarily need to do right now, I just thought it would be a good idea to try to get it done. And maybe if I remember correctly, the north side of the road up here is maybe the best. And I say that as we find a bat on the south side here. And I hope I don't need to use anything more than swift bow for one bat. A couple well-aimed shots should be good enough to kill a bat, I think. I don't think I need sickle flies anymore. Alright, I don't know if it's a problem with this zone, but just one thing about the zone I notice is I don't really use my mount as much as I probably should. I just like running through the zone. Ivan, thank you for the $100 super chat. That is, I think that's even crazier than the 2 channel memberships at the mithril tier. So, first, thank you for the support, definitely. And now I feel even more so like I need to do something for you. I need to fix this. I like having my wire for my headphones behind me just because it gets out of the way, but sometimes it bothers me more than it actually helps. But yes, Hunsu, Ivan is totally a beast. He said he completely forgot about the feature for the super chat tip on YouTube. And he tipped me $100 with that. But yeah, that definitely helps. So just for an example of something that would go to is the stuff for my wall, whatever it ends up being. But also, I am looking to upgrade my GPU, and whenever the RTX stuff, the 3000 series, decides to get back in stock, that is what I would go for. I don't think I want this bow. It does not look particularly interesting. The shoulder pads don't want. Okay, I need to pick something just to sell them. But yeah, I just don't even know too much what to say, Ivan, besides thank you for the support, and that definitely will help for something on the background. I do have this ring. I don't know if I can actually get it off. Oh no, I have that. Okay, yeah, I actually have that hanging on there, but it is the One Ring, replica One Ring, not the real One Ring. But I do have that. That is the only Lotro related-ish thing. The little mini dog statue thing is just a random thing I have. I honestly have had that for so long is I don't even remember what it was from or how I got it or why I got it, but yeah, those are my 2 decorations basically back there that I have right now. And Salty Scrunt, you said RTX will not pair well with my CPU. I have I guess you're familiar with what I have. I think it's i7 7700K at this point. I know for Lotro, specifically, getting a better CPU would probably be the best investment. But I feel like my CPU, I got a CPU, new CPU, more recently than my GPU. So a little backstory I guess I can go about with my desktop is many years ago, I don't remember exactly when, but quite a few years ago, I saved up all my money to get a desktop, and it seemed like the best deal was getting some like pre-built one on eBay from a custom PC shop thing. So that's what I did, and it had an AMD, I think FX something, 8350, 8050, 8300, something like that. It was an 8-core CPU, but for Lotro, what matters most is the single core speed, since it's not multi-threaded and very CPU intensive, at least as much as I know. So that is one reason I upgraded my CPU, but with the desktop, I think I still have a hard disk drive that came with it. I have the case. That's not really the big thing, but it's one of the big things. And all the stuff that comes with the case. So I still have the case, a hard disk drive, and the GPU. And I think the GPU is the really big thing. And I think we passed a bat or something. I have been paying zero attention to the game, and I somehow ended up where I needed to with the quest. I have really been paying absolutely zero attention to the game. I really don't know how I got here, but I guess when I'm not paying attention, maybe that's when I actually make the best progress, because I went where we needed to go besides the bats. But yeah, GPU prices are pretty high right now. I was even thinking last year, I think, before the RTX 3000 series GPUs were announced and how cheap they were announced to be, I was actually considering getting like a GTX 1660 just to get a little bit of an upgrade for a relatively cheap GPU. I am looking for bats, that is right. But even now, I think something like that is relatively expensive. And Ivan, you were wondering about 10,000 subs, am I going to do anything special? And probably. What I want to do something special at is 7,777 subscribers. But before that, we have to get to 6,000, which as far as I know, I think you mentioned towards the beginning of the stream, I'm relatively close to that. I had a lot of growth during February. February is actually the month I gained the most subscribers I ever have in a single month, and that was after January, which triumphed another month in 2019 by like 1 or 2 subscribers. I forget, it was something very similar though. But yeah, I had some good activity with subscribers on my channel. Basically, a lot of things going on with my channel in February. I know the end of February and the beginning of March, things have slowed down a little bit.
Mind my words, traveler.
Okay, yeah, we are going to Thorinhad, so I'm glad I did the bats quest there. Ooh, so 8350. Taylor T123, sounds like you are using that as well. And we're getting all these new quests. Harbingers of Death. That is actually funny because they were on the Ill Omens event, which is all about Harbingers. They might even be called Harbingers of Death. I don't remember exactly. I have a skirmish quest. This is the problem, the thing. Harbingers of the Dead. So these are Harbingers of Death, and those are Harbingers of the Dead. Okay, so I have 2 quest icons right here. And what am I supposed to do with them? Find Thorinhad? Okay. Then southeast. It's been a cloudy day. I don't know if Trollshaws is always like this, but it is cloudy. It's afternoon, but the sun is not in sight at all. And yes, Ivan, I am definitely gaining subscribers more than I am losing. There was a very weird period when I started making videos again in late 2020, where I was losing more subscribers than I was gaining. It was super weird. But that was very brief. And it, yeah, randomly started when I started to make videos again. I guess people decided they did not like my content when I came back. But then, yeah, that was just a very short, brief period where it was very weird. Mountain bear, we will kill a ton of bears. here. I really like Trollshaws. I feel like it's a zone, it's almost like Lonely in a way. It's a bit of a small zone, and I think it used to be a little bit inefficient with the questing. There are a ton of quests I know back at Chad Candleth down here in Talbruinen, but I think it's a level 35 to 40 zone roughly, so you aren't going to get insane value, I guess, out of the zone as far as total levels compared to, say, Evendon, where it's 30 to 40 basically. So I feel like that's one reason it's not too common or like too commonly talked about or discussed as a very good zone. But kind of like North Downs, it's a little bit of an odd zone as far as level range goes. And Richard, thank you for the $5 tip super chat. I do appreciate that, and all that stuff I suppose for now will go to the wall fund. And I realize I'm a little bit low on the webcam. I guess just after sitting for a while, I just like sink for a little bit. Oh, so Taylor, you are also, I completely forgot about your message actually. That's the thing, I just get going with stuff and get distracted, but you are also using GTX 660 Ti. Yeah, so I guess I had laptops before I got my desktop and never had a GPU, didn't really know much about anything and all that, so I'm not familiar with that GPU, I just know it's a little bit older. But you also don't game anymore. Yeah, if you don't game anymore, getting a very beefy and upgraded PC is probably not a good thing to be like high priority for you. Okay, what am I doing? Going northeast, that is what I am doing. We'll do that. And Corbin Train, you are wondering when Wildwood drops, and that might be next week. I think it was mentioned the second week of March was their target, but that was only if all things go to plan and they got it ready in time. So second week of March is hopeful, and potentially a little bit later, it sounds like. I think second week of March sounds realistic, at least. Ivan, you said you have to go. Well, yes, I will enjoy the money, and it will help with videos and all that sort of stuff, and I do plan to keep it up. And yep, I am on my way to 20 members and 10,000 subscribers. Probably would get to 20 members first, but that depends if people like being a member of Louis 7. Somebody is talking about NPCs. So somebody was talking about roaming threats. I guess they didn't run into one before. What am I... Okay. Trollshaws, this is the type of place, especially when I'm a little bit distracted reading chat and all that. It's just like, there's a lot of little hilly things and so many trees that I can just get lost, but somehow I found my way and got to where I needed to go. Okay, so we are going back to the west and turning in that quest, and then I'll organize a little bit, and I'm just going to kill anything I see on the way. Oh, that is one thing about upgrading like a CPU. As far as I know, I would also have to upgrade my motherboard. So it's just like an additional layer of expense that would be a little bit annoying, I guess, as far as upgrading a CPU goes. And there's a potential issue. I don't know if I got a good Intel CPU, I don't know if AMD would be better, at least for Lotro specifically. As far as I know, AMD would, what little I know about recent CPUs, which is basically nothing and just what I randomly hear from people, is AMD might be better for like video editing and things that are multi-threaded. Where having a lot of cores would be good, maybe. And what is threads? I think there are cores and then threads, something like that. But yeah, basically AMD CPU could be better for that. But what I'm more worried about is performance in Lotro, because that is the main game I play, and it seems like any other games I play are at least a little bit CPU intensive. So I think Intel would be better, but the kind of point I am trying to get to is I would probably have to also upgrade my RAM. That is somehow the point I was trying to get to. So Ryzen, the 3700X, as far as I know, that would be the CPU, and RX 5600 XT would be a GPU. Yeah, I need to, or at least would consider upgrading my RAM. I have 24 gigabytes of RAM, which is a little bit weird because I have one 16 gigabyte chip and two 8 gigabytes. They're all DDR4. If Wildwood is not as pretty as Trollshaws, which I already know what Wildwood looks like, but I almost feel like I'm setting myself up to dislike Wildwood if I compare it too much to Trollshaws. If it's a really good zone, I'll like it anyway, but I almost feel like playing this character through Trollshaws, I actually really like this zone, and I'm at least really enjoying it on my hunter here. I almost feel like I'm setting expectations somehow too high. Not setting expectations, but just having a really fun time on my hunter. What am I doing with this interval? Do I need to get something? Do something with them? I have a quest ring icon here. Eyes of the enemy. Oh, I guess he's just spying and I cannot kill him for that. And Eric78559, thank you for becoming a channel member. I do appreciate the support with the content and all that. I don't know, I feel like there's just been so much stuff with that going on the stream. I'm just like left not really able to have any words for anything else with that, basically. But I do appreciate it, all the support from everybody, and Eric for becoming a channel member now. I also do like the animations on the red line. I wonder if I played a regular elf if the animations would be the same on the blue line as they are on the high elf. And more the issue I was getting was I didn't like the animations on the blue line. Besides the occasional that animation, which didn't even bother me too much that time. It's just a little bit weird sometimes. I don't think I realized, I don't know if I've ever been in this like corner of the Bruinen Gorges. You can get a pretty nice view out here if the trees aren't blocking the way. And this is also the type of stuff, in general in Lotro I level slow just because I quest slow and get distracted and all that good fun stuff, but and if I were actually gathering, if I had my professions up to artisan tier there, I would be going even slower with the questing, but getting distracted with little areas like this isn't, I wouldn't say the best view, but it's neat. Not the best for something like screenshots, but it's just neat to see, I think. I will take screenshots though. Could be good. But you get a little bit of the river there, I don't know what river that is called. Bruinen? That makes sense. I knew that was the Bruinen, but I did not know, I guess the whole river was called that. But just also the trees, the different type of trees, different color trees and all that. And it really does make my outfit actually look pretty good there. And Vulgar TG, you upgraded to Mithril tier. as a channel member. And if I can actually see, when you become a member, your channel icon, your profile picture, gets a little bit bigger, and it looks like an orc. It's a little bit kind of dark for me to see, but it looks like an orc from like World of Warcraft, I mean specifically. Or something Warcraft related. That was a nice round crit. 1000. Ancient Dwarf make damage. Alright, Vulgar, thank you for upgrading your channel membership tier to the Mythful tier. That is the highest tier, because that was the rarest thing I can think of as far as Lotro goes, as far as resources go. Particularly thinking with the, well, just in general, I think it's a rare resource in the Lord of the Rings lore, but anyway, thank you for upgrading that. And okay, it is a WoW orc for that. So yeah, I just noticed that a little bit because I do plan to have a WoW video. As I mentioned, it seems like plenty of times now, just because it's such a weird thing for me. I feel like it's just a big thing. I don't know if people will actually watch the video or like it. Well, okay, I should say people will probably watch it. I don't know how it will do overall as a video. I like the contrast as well, just the colors red, yellow, and then green. It's a nice contrast and going through the green bush. With the oranger outfit also looks nice. And that reminds me as well, these bushes. So as many people know, I am very critical of a lot of the bushes in Lotro, especially the ones you see like scattered all throughout Rohan and Gondor and a lot of new areas in Lotro. Okay, that was a little bit weird what the bear was doing, I guess. I don't know if I've ever heard of a bear called a whelp, but I'm guessing that just means it's a younger bear than like a full-grown bear. Kind of like a whelp with dragons. Like a whelpling's a little tiny dragon, baby dragon type thing. And that actually reminds me, Richard, you just mentioning Thrall. I should probably watch the Warcraft movie again. I know it's a little bit of a weird movie. There are some things as a fan of World of Warcraft that made it a little bit odd in a way. I don't mean odd, but a little bit simple maybe. Not as much depth as I could have liked. But at the same time, perhaps as somebody not invested in World of Warcraft or just the Warcraft universe at all, it was also maybe a little bit, I don't know, just, I feel like just with the World of Warcraft story as a whole, it's hard to fit anything like that in a movie unless it was a bunch of movies as like a series. And I almost feel like that would be better as a TV series, like a lot of things are nowadays. But regardless, with that movie, I thought it was entertaining. So a lot of the berry bushes look like they were torn out of a coloring book. If you mean the berry bushes, like when you run across like the blackberry, blueberry, those type of things, I kind of see what you mean, but yeah, these bushes, a lot of the ones in Trollshaws, I actually think these are a lot prettier than the ugly ones from Rohan. I kind of feel bad because there are a lot of things I like in Lotro, but I just don't like those bushes. And I feel like, I don't know if anybody from Standing Stone Games ever watches my videos actually or sees me anything like that. But because I am so critical of those bushes,
how can I be of service?
I feel like I'm insulting whoever made them. And I don't really mean to come across that way as much as I don't like them. I don't mean to like insult a developer that made those bushes, or I don't think it would have been a developer that made the bushes, but I guess whatever they do for art resources is where that would have originated from. But maybe for all I know in the Lord of the Rings lore, and Middle Earth, those are what the bushes are supposed to look like, so it's accurate, and parts of Middle Earth are just extremely ugly. But these bushes, again, I actually don't mind these at all. And they add a lot to the environment here in Trollshaws, I even think. What am I doing with quests? This is another time where I'm just like, I'm not doing any questing at all right now. It seems like making no progress at all. And I don't need Scout in the north. Let's untrack that one. Okay, so south, Warden. That is down here. I do know where to go for this. So strawberry ones. I'd have to see a strawberry bush to see that again. I do know some of those bushes, in particular, well, I guess it doesn't really matter which one, but there's like a blueberry bush or blackberry bush once, though it's just randomly in the middle of a road. I just thought that was a little bit odd. I thought the zone was fun as a bearling, because I was a bear, and bearlings, they're pretty natureful. I don't think that's really a word, but I feel like it's a good describer of bearlings. They're natureful. I feel like there has to be an actual word for that, but maybe not. Anyway, I feel like this was a good zone for bearlings, and there are like bears here and all that, but I keep saying it, but this is a nice zone to be going through as a hunter. Maybe that's my problem. Whenever I've tried to play hunters, I'm just not going through the right zones on them. And Eregian, which I wonder if Eregian, that could be pronounced Eregian, like how it's actually supposed to be pronounced. If anybody knows, they can let me know. I used to be somebody who I didn't try to purposefully mispronounce things, but before I started YouTube, I didn't care quite as much if I said something completely wrong, but now that I do YouTube and do like content videos and streams, I feel like it's better to pronounce things correctly. Or at least I try to stress a little bit more, making an effort to pronounce things correctly. But anyway, that zone is also nice. I feel like it's a little bit underrated in terms of the looks, because I don't think it looks bad at all. I also do think it's a pretty zone. I really like the questing there. But as far as it goes, there's nothing like too particularly amazing I want to say about the landscape. Redhorn Pass is nice. Even these forests area are nice. There's a little bit of a contrast or a transition in the zone from the northwest Gladdereg part to, I guess, the Holland Nansarinen area. Nansarinen, or Sarinen, that might be a server. One of the servers, but yeah, there's a lot there. So Brandon, you do think it is Eregian? That's kind of what Richard, it looks like he typed. Oh yeah, Aragoin. Brandon, I used to do the exact same thing, and I thought, for some reason the whole time with the zone, I thought it was spelled E-R-E-G-O-I-N, and that's why I used to call it Aragoin. Okay, so Bryant, you said that Eregian is pronounced with G instead of sounding like a J. Okay, that is good to know. There's somebody in my kin. Actually, it's Jimmy Thornshield, who some of y'all might know, the kin leader. He's also on Twitter. But anyway, he pronounces, I think, a lot of things that are technically correct the way he pronounces them. And he says Eregian. That is why I thought that would be a possibility. And yeah, I feel like as far as people in my kinship that I actually hear saying these things, what was I going about that? Yeah, he's, I think, knows a lot of the correct pronunciations, basically. And one issue just with pronouncing things in general is until you actually hear somebody say something, like if I just pick a random place in this game, Arid Mithrin is good, I think. Maybe not. Elder Slade. Wormsgraph. Okay, that one's pretty simple. I feel like I'm picking bad examples. All these things are relatively easy to pronounce. About Ira the Wind. even Hodlin, like I think that's pronounced Hodlin, or River Loon, that could be pronounced a little bit different. But anyway, with the pronunciations, until I actually hear somebody pronounce something, I have no idea if I'm saying it right or wrong. That's kind of the point on that. And it's kind of like that with Forakel. I always just assumed that was Foreshell because that is what it looks like in my experience with the whole CH thing, but it is actually Forakel. And you mentioned, Richard, somebody else I think also mentioned there's actual voiceovers in the game. The problem is, I often am not actually listening to the game audio or not even paying too much attention to it. So sometimes even if things are voiced over in the game and I say the pronunciation, or even in like the Lord of the Rings movies, which I have not watched, but I have loose plans to actually get watching those soon. I have watched them, I should say. I have not watched them recently. It's been a long while. And hello, Tanish. And Bryant, I don't know if your name's like Bryant or Brian T. But anyway, I think I mentioned in one stream that you were here that I recognize your name from somewhere. I cannot remember where, so to clarify a little bit with that, if you even remember what I'm talking about, I think there is somebody on Reddit, on the Lotro subreddit that I've seen with that same name. I don't know if it's you, but that is where I recognize that name from. I feel like I was climbing this path just moments ago. So in Volume 3 it has probably been a very long time since I've done Volume 3. I got a loyalty rank. The virtues at low levels for low level characters are very odd. So I think at high levels, loyalty would give more overall morale than honor, like if they're the same rank, at like very high ranks. I don't know exactly when that would occur, the transition would occur, but at low levels, the max morale one, so honor and fortitude, to give more total morale than loyalty, which makes sense because loyalty gives vitality, and that also gives some other things, so I think it would make sense that loyalty overall should give slightly less morale than a trait that actually gives maximum morale. But setting that aside, it's a little bit of a weird thing when considering what virtues you want to level on your character, especially on a server like this, the legendary servers where the virtue cap's way lower and level cap is way lower. So it's a little bit, I don't know, of a sort of dilemma causing thing. I actually have loyalty earning and don't even have it equipped. So in general, I think with my characters going forward, starting with loyalty will be good. That's kind of the big baseline virtue that is, I feel like, almost always used and always useful. A lot of the other ones, it seems to depend on what you are doing mostly. I know a lot of the classes now will pick just DPS ones. Okay, still heading north. Okay, so Richard, you are... when you watch streams, you always want to play with groups. Yeah, I do play with groups in my streams pretty frequently. It seems like, especially lately, I haven't done too much questing. That's one thing I got back with Wildwood. Oh, here we go. This is the one I can get. Wow, it was here for a very long time. And somehow it did not warn the trolls, so now I need to scout inside the troll cave. And yeah, Richard, as far as grouping in Lotro goes, first, you don't really need to be that good. A lot of content in Lotro is very easy, that even if you were like very bad and had no idea how to play your character, or I mean very bad as in not even using your skills or very rarely using any abilities or something like that, you could still get through the content doing that, especially if you have a somewhat competent group even. But yeah, in general, Lotro group content is very easy, especially at the easiest difficulty tiers. And even with a class like Hunter, if you just like press your abilities a little bit, I'm not even doing all that great with my abilities, but it'd be way more than is necessary to just get through group content, for example. So it is quite easy, I think, overall, and something that you could definitely try to get through. I don't know like what level your characters are, if you have like at the level cap trying to do endgame content or something like that, but you could even do tier 1 endgame content, I think, fairly easily with not being good. And on top of that, even just playing a little bit, I think you could get good enough to do that. Oh, so Richard, you are a wannabe blue warden. Even for easy content, blue line wardens can definitely tank though. It is good for solo as well, but even if you want to play Warden as a DPS non-blue line for non-solo for group content, I will say the Warden is a little bit tougher. Even if you use all the bad gambits though, I think they would do somewhat sufficient damage that you would have no issue with. Again, tier 1, the easier difficulty tier is the base content, especially if you do have a somewhat decent group to help you go through stuff with. So Richard, you do have high level characters, it sounds like, and you do have some on Anor. That is the server this character is on, and that actually brings to mind, I really hope Wildwood is unlocked on the legendary servers. I see no reason why it would not be, but sometimes Standing Stone Games does weird stuff, and to me that sounds like a weird thing that they could potentially do, is not make it available on the legendary servers. Well, I doubt that will happen. It is a possibility that I have to deal with, and I don't know what I will do to try to go through Wildwood, specifically try to go through it on level if it is not unlocked on these servers. I am really falling down on my chair. That is one thing about the webcam. I change positions a lot. So just to show what I'm talking about, I have a blanket on my leg, so it's a little bit hard to move. But if I'm like sitting up, like I almost go out of the webcam range actually. And I don't know, something might have happened to the webcam. Not anything bad, but it almost seems like it's showing a little bit above where it used to. But anyway, I just like get out of frame or get a little bit out of position basically on that after a while. So Brian, I don't think they will continue the epic with it as far as I know. So I didn't really play too much of the beta or see anything, but they did not mention anything about continuing Volume 5 with that, or actually with Volume 5 that is on the legendary server, so if they continued that and did it in the same manner, it might be. But I don't think that will be a part of it. If you're talking about maybe the Legacy of Dern and the Trials of Dwarves, that epic, which of course is not on the legendary servers, then that is possible. But what I'd mainly be concerned about is how they would block Wildwood, because it's just a part of the landscape in Breeland. And then there are quests for it. Perhaps they could just turn the quests off, but that would be a little bit weird that you have the landscape and all that, and all the NPCs and the such. And even with like the instances, I don't know, this is one of the things I talked about in my concerns for the update, is how the instances will fit in. But the Agaroth one, the one in Foracle, that comes after like book 13 chapter 10, I think, which is like level 50 epic, which is on the legendary servers. And yes, Andrew, the wedding between Aragorn and Arwen, that what is on the legendary servers, and when it launched, it was on it as well. What is... There's something green here. Defeat the Shadow Wolf Elder. That is... I think I just did that. I wonder how that didn't trigger, or what happened there. Gotta wait for the NPC to respawn. Okay, what quest do I have for skirmishes or anything like that? Anything I can do while waiting for this mob to respawn? I do not have a quest for skirmishes, for like one of the specific illumins. Okay, can't really do missions while out in the middle of this stuff here. Oh, I'm already on book 2, chapter 7. If I had known that I had this, I might have actually done Garth Garland on this character before I went here, but that is okay. Oh yes, Brandon, I actually agree with you. I'm not the biggest stream watcher, at least for Lotro, because I stream it instead of watch streams with it, but whenever I like to do deeding in Lotro, I have found watching things is a good way to help pass the time with it. Okay, I'm going to come back, I think, later. I cannot stand just sitting here waiting for it to respawn. I can at least do a little bit of traveling. And I think we have made it through one full daytime day. Didn't make it through like a full 24-hour in-game day yet. But we went from dawn to dusk, I think. I think this would also be a time be slightly better to be in blue line. So yeah, it sounds like I have to move forward. Okay, there was something, I guess I messed up with the quest and just had to move forward, it sounds like, but mobs are already respawning. I didn't even have to travel that far. And it randomly got very bright out. Is it just me, or did it go from like, I thought it was actually nighttime in the game, to getting very bright again like it's daytime? Was it just walking over here that made it dark, or am I crazy or something? I don't know what went on. It is dusk right now. I don't remember what a full game day is. I will say my kin recently went on a chicken adventure to take chickens to Minas Tirith. And I think they went through about 3 full game days and just... Okay, here it gets dark. In this particular area, it looks like okay. And then out there, it's like more normal lightness. This is just an extra dark. I guess the Shadow Wolf Elder, that is who is making it dark. Oh, so Brian, you actually went here on your hunter earlier. Earlier today, even this morning. Looks like I am kind of following the paths your hunter went on then. There we go. And that leveled me up. I'm up to level 33. I started the stream towards the... I was going to say towards the end of 30 because I leveled to 31 so quick, but I think I was kind of in the middle, maybe 2/3 into level 30. I don't remember exactly, but making good progress on the levels, and that means I am inching ever closer to whatever level I want to get to for Wildwood. Again, maybe level 42. I think would be a good target to get to for Wildwood, assuming the quests are level 45. So I could technically quest there at 40, but I want to be where mobs are not going to just be red. And then I think some mobs are even up to level 46, maybe 47. I don't remember if there were any 47 in Wildwood, but being 42 would just be a little bit safer and help also with the level 46 mobs. So basically for this character, for my next week or so, and again Saturday I would like to do another stream maybe on this character, is I plan to quest through Trollshaws. I want to do my daily missions maybe. Oh, so Law 2356. Yes, if I did the chicken quest with my kin. I did not. I was kind of half there, half not there. I was doing schoolwork. on Sunday evening because that is for some reason it's a good time for me to do school work, homework basically, and yeah, that's what I was doing then. But I was in the game and I basically put it on follow. We had our kin leader, actually, Dwarf Guardian Jimmy. He led the chickens and there were 4 chickens that went, and I have a gif of a chicken falling. It was actually raining the chicken from the very end. I did not actually do the chicken quest though. I was just there and kind of on follow, half there, half not again. But it did not take them 8 hours to get to Minas Tirith. Let's see, they went from about 3 server time, maybe almost 4 hours. I don't remember exactly when things ended, but yeah, it did not actually overall take too long, I don't think. Okay, perfect bear hide, we will ignore that for now. Word of warning, I think that is the quest I need to do, which looks like I need to go west for that. And do I need to kill crawlers? I do need to kill crawlers. Now I need to kill 1 fewer crawler. Okay, probably only need to hit that once. If I'm trying to maximize my efficiency, which I almost never do with questing, it seems like. Sometimes I actually do try a little bit, but in reality, I go pretty slow with questing. Horseplay on a Nor? Like, Richard, are you talking about you can actually play as a horse for something? I did not know that was actually a thing in Lotro. This character looks a little bit weird. I don't know, there's something, I don't know if it's the way I made him or something, but it just looks a little bit weird. Compared to my other high elves even, I mean.
What can I do?
I feel like there are some characters I try to make a little bit different so all my high elves don't look the same, and that's probably what was going on with this guy. Don't want those boots. Don't want these shoulder pads, but they sell for 1 silver more. I really do need that silver.
Will you lend me your ear?
Yeah, Tel Buren, I wonder if I could get that far today. It's, I don't know, kind of a long ways off it seems like. Oh, so for horseplay you had to purchase East Rohan? I feel like I did. Riders of Rohan. I might not have done Riders of Rohan. I might have though. Oh, I wonder. I know I pre-ordered Helm's Deep. That might have been the first expansion I pre-ordered in Lotro, but maybe I did not do Riders of Rohan, which would explain why I don't have it or don't know what it is. I almost miss the days of pre-purchasing, pre-ordering things, but at the same time, it's also a little bit of an annoying thing in a way. The main reason I would miss it is for like pre-order bonuses. Of course in Lotro now there's the collector's edition ultimate fan bundles they have, which basically have pre-order things, but you can always get them. You don't have to get them just by pre-ordering, which probably overall is a better system. And those things still do exist, so it's not like you're missing them from the old days when pre-orders existed. I've been getting this a lot. It seems like sometimes in Lotro, I get like the sun glare right through landscape, as if it's not even, as if there's nothing blocking the sun basically. And it seems like, I don't know if there's a graphics setting that can cause that issue, but sometimes I don't have that issue at all, or I maybe only notice it when I'm actually playing at a time like this, and it's happened basically where always would actually happen if the sun were like that lately. But It's at least something I've seemed to notice more frequently lately. That's what I mean. And as far as quests go, I should actually look at this stuff because I have done a lot of things and it seems like I'm going slowly, but I am making progress. This is just one of those times, it seems like the past half hour or something that I've just been going with the questing and somehow making it through. This zone, at least these parts of this zone, the South Trollshaws, Bruin, and Gorges, these areas seem to go by relatively quickly, especially compared to Talbruin, and that place is very fun, but there are a lot of quests there, I know. It's a fun, I think, but longish process, and as I'm talking about Trollshaws questing so much, it's a little bit of an odd zone for me because the first time I really did it, I think there was a revamp or something at some point, and the first time I did it after that revamp was with Louisden, before I kinda changed Louisden and used the Raya of the Valor thing I got on him. The level 120 Valor, not Raya, but I need to defeat stone trolls, and I have something to do. Find Popthorn? Oh, he's up at the top. Don't need to go in here. I want to go in here, though. Okay, these do not count for stone trolls, but while I'm in here, I feel like I can't go in here and not kill a stone troll. Constable Underhill. I recognize that name and I feel like it's from the Shire. So it sounds like the horse session play. Yeah, I really did not know there was ever a horse session play. I don't really like session plays in general with Lotro. They can be okay. There was one in Moria where I was playing some sort of dwarf, and you'll know I don't really play dwarves, but as far as session plays go, that was actually my favorite session play that I had been in, I think, ever in Lotro. But, oh, Comb, that makes sense as well with the Knickerbockers. Underhill, let's see, what was I thinking with the Shire? Overhill. That's kind of funny. The Shire is Overhill, and it sounds like there's a constable Underhill and Comb. The constable part, I did admit that sounded a little bit weird for the Shire, for a hobbit to be a constable, but it also sounded like something maybe I just wasn't familiar enough with hobbits could have been a thing. Oh no, he looks injured, or just tired, or injured by wolves. Alright, we get a nice view of the Bruin Gorges. I was actually going to call it the right thing. It's a little bit dark because it's getting towards nighttime, but I still see nice light at the trees. I wonder, I always play with my ambient light all the way up just so I can see, but with the ambient light down, I actually think that looks slightly better overall right now. Darker. I like the ambient light up just because it brightens things up and can see better, but to be fully immersive, I actually would like the ambient light down right now. I don't know how... So I have my main monitor, the brightness turned up a little bit on it. Brighter than I normally would if I weren't like streaming or didn't have all my lights on for the lighting here, but if I look to my side monitor, I have the brightness as low as it can get, and it actually does look dark on that basically. So Frodo also went by the name Underhill when he was traveling through Bree. I did not know that as well. So it also goes with that it's Constable Underhill. Okay. But anyway, we are needing to kill stone trolls, but I don't think that's an important quest that I like absolutely have to do right now, as far as like progress through the zone. Alright, Blood Arrow just totally one-shot that deer. see if I can continue this chain of good combat. It'll take a minute, but that dot will kill him, or a low cut will actually get a hit. I don't even think I need to kill these things for any reason, but I'm just having a good string of combat, just killing things quickly. Oh, Brendan, I have no idea for your question about there being a chapter in The Lord of the Rings or Hobbit called Overhill and Underhill. It's kind of funny. I know a lot of people play Lotro for The Lord of the Rings, or at least that's maybe a big reason, but I feel like most of my Tolkien interest actually comes from Lotro rather than The Lord of the Rings to begin with. It just took a really weird path, I think. I don't think I should have taken the east path. I should have gone towards the west path, it looks like, because now I am going in essentially a circle. But maybe if I didn't do this, we wouldn't have been able to see this cool little pond here. It even has some fog going off of it. And there's a wolf just like totally casually walking in it. I am curious too, Richard, now that the Lotro Underhills and even the Overhill thing, if that's like directly from the lore or something related enough, or if it's just something like a little thing they added in the game. I'm starting to wonder, how did I get so lost with this quest? Because now I actually do feel like I'm going in a circle. And that is not a good thing, because I was just right here. Okay. Where did I go wrong? I need to go up there. Here is the path. Okay, this is what I missed. Well, I went in a full circle that I did not need to go in. It was a fun little circle, but I did not ultimately need to go into it. And here is where all these stone trolls are. That is right. See, even if I go through these zones somewhat recently, as in like 2 times in the past 5 years, I think just because I went through it on my Bay Warning last year is why I'm getting so familiar with it. And maybe, I don't remember when my Warden, when Louis went through it. Probably sometime in 2019, even 2018 maybe. But even with doing that, there are some things I totally forget, and once I see it, that is what I remember. Trying to hover over him to see what I needed. The main thing I need here is to search Ostondel. I feel like I'm slightly catching up with the quest level. The quests are level 36, I would guess, and I'm 33, so that's probably better than what I started with. I was 31 and the quests were 35. So all the names for the towns in the Shire, those are mentioned in the lore. That is good to know. Having that little background information, I don't know, I just feel like it's useful and good to know. Okay, we're going to use low cut. I like Heartseeker. It seems like, I do like Heartseeker in general, but I think they shortened the induction with an update somewhat recently. I kind of like that. Wormwhite. Thought that might be a rare mob or a signature. I have no idea why there's a worm there. I know there are... Oh, maybe it even is up in here. There were worms, maybe. I don't remember if the North Trollshaws has any. I remember spiders. That's the main thing I remember about that area. One thing as well, barbed arrow, that does a decent bleed, but I almost feel like it used to have a little bit of a stronger bleed at this level. Maybe not, or maybe at lower level with this character, like in the low 20s. Oh no. Somebody mentioned this, it was probably Bryant mentioned there is something very similar with the worm up here. I had to actually walk close enough. That's the problem with being a hunter. I might have been confronted by the worm wight, but I just pulled him from far away. Oh, that was pretty neat. Seems like a lot of random things like that are blocked in Lotro. Alright, let's try to kill this stone troll and see. Okay, he didn't even get a chance to see how he would try to run to me or if he would bug out. Okay, so if I actually read the books, which I don't think I will ever do with the Lord of the Rings, the prologue concerns hobbits and talks a lot about the Shire towns and way of life. That sounds neat. It seems like a good way to build a little bit of the background of what's going on. It's okay overall that I dropped. Now that I at least know how to get here, we're going to do overall in this area for this quest. I'm going to do one full circle, which I already did. Now one semicircle. This way, this time maybe I'll go clockwise though. Get a little bit different path. Don't think I need the hawk, mainly because I just killed one. I don't think it did anything for me. Nope. Don't need the buck. Oh yeah, the Shire, there, I guess there's more than the possibility that there's more to the Shire, but South Farthing maybe? Would that be considered part of the Shire as far as places? I really don't know Hardbottle, but would that be possible, or even... It seems like there's a little bit of an area between the Shire and Evendom and Lotro, and maybe even a little bit with Ear of the Wind, like over here-ish. It's like all forested. If you actually look at it from the Ear of the Wind side, I think it's all forested. I don't know how much you could see from, say, the Evendom side, but basically this area, I'm curious if it would be like that or to the south, actually, closer to like the Brandywine River down here. If you happen to know. And in the meantime, my character is getting killed by these things, which shall be no more. I'm actually surprised. This is probably not a great thing to mention, but this character has somehow not died. This seems like it's maybe the longest I have gone in a long time streaming doing something solo where I have not died, just because usually with a non-hunter type class I'm trying to do all these AoE pulls and fun stuff like that, but with a hunter it's really just things one by one. So Hardbottle would be in South Farthing, it sounds like. Yeah, there was a lot of people I think want to see South Farthing. There's a whole lot of different areas that people want to go with Lotro. A whole lot of different areas I'd like to go. I would like to see what's in Forwardwaith up there. I don't know if there's anything like lore related that would actually be in Forwardwaith, but going northeast of Foracle, north of Ingmar, north of Gundabad, north of Ered Mithrin, where I can't really see on this map, but I think that would be interesting. I think a lot of people want to see Linden and, yeah, South Farthing, like this whole type of area. I think there are a lot of people that want to see that I hear. As well as Harad and Khand, those seem to be pretty popular, as well as Rune, and then Sea of Nurnen. These are like all the big areas, of course, but yeah. And as far as farming wights and Trollshaws for pages, Bryant is correct, you don't need to do that anymore. As far as pages go, you can actually get all of them in Moria now, and then some of them are set to specific zones still, but they're in like groups of zones. Alright, so we have all these trolls again, which I guess I can kill some of them again. That was a little bit of a long adventure. I actually want to try the blue line a little bit, just to get a little bit of variety as I go through this troll camp and see how it goes. Definitely feel like that mob was dying a little bit slower, especially for using 3 of my focus consumers. This guy, he's not even attacking. He sees his troll friend killing me, but he doesn't care. If I don't stand too close to him for long enough, he does not care. There's another troll trying to fight there. I really can't tell if blue line's actually faster or slower. I'm moving around a lot, so it almost feels faster, but at the same time, I kind of feel like I'm actually killing slower. I feel like this is something I should actually be testing with like combat analysis. Trying to find the optimal line to play as a level 33 hunter with whatever gear I have. The problem is, so I actually would not need to play each spec optimally. If I just play them as I regularly play, it should actually tell me which I should be playing for optimal speed. I don't know speed. That would also be something a little bit different, because if I kill things slightly slower in blue line, I would have to consider that I can maybe travel faster with blue line because I can be on the move and I don't have to stand still to do my inductions and all that. I can, as I kill things, like kite them and always be on the go. Like this signature I killed really fast, but I used some of my strong combos there. They don't even have that long of cooldowns or inductions though. It's like barbed arrow and scourging blow. It's a very strong combination, it seems like. And yeah, Richard, I am actually enjoying blue here. I really like the gameplay of Redline, at least at the moment. It's something that's just like connecting with me. But I have to admit, the blue line was a little bit fun there. Being able to go on the go and to go on the go. That does sound like a blue line hunter, so I will keep it at that. And then yeah, some of the survivability, things like press onward, I don't have on the red line, and just being able to move while shooting a little bit more mobility. Oh, I actually know, James G, what you are talking about, the ruin across from a river in Wildwood. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I think it's somewhere along here. Don't remember exactly where, but yeah, I would actually just be interested in seeing that ruin just because I remember seeing it, I'm like, that would actually be neat to explore. Okay, what are we doing? We're going to Eladon, who is to the west. And do we have story? Oh, that's my subscriber buffs. I was like, did we have some sort of VIP? I know we had VIP weekend, which I did not level this character during. What is today? Today's already Thursday? Wow. I think I mentioned towards the beginning of the stream, the past 2 weeks have just been weird as far as time goes, and I don't know my sense of time, but just how things have passed, how the days have gone by, basically. It's been a little bit odd. I mean, even with my YouTube channel, just because normally on the weekends... Did I work on videos last weekend? I don't think I really did, and that's what normally on the weekends I spend some time working on videos, but I did not. I don't know if I got really completely burnt out with videos, but a little bit of a mini burnout. Just because I had the free time to spend a lot of my time on videos for a few weekends previously before that. Oh yeah, the Stable Master Collection. Let's look at that. That is a fun thing to look at. It's a very nice map. It shows a little bit. So yeah, there is actually this land between the Shire, Evendom, and Wildwood. That would be a little bit neat. And it also shows, I think, a little bit better, like Gundabad would be right here, and it even shows how Gundabad could connect to Ingmar, I think, pretty neatly. Misty Mountains and the Vales of Anduin do connect. It's kind of like the Shire and Eredlin. They do connect within the game, but I don't think they are physically as connected. You go through like a little port, which I guess they consider this tiny gap, almost like Moria and Lothlorien even. How it shows that. It's Moria. I love this map. It's just nice to see. Something I don't really, I guess, consider thinking about too much. Just like randomly looking at one. Like when I talk about zones during streams and stuff, you'll of course see me go, like if we were talking about Central Gondor, I'd actually go to that there. But I could do that here. Central Gondor maybe doesn't display the best in here. It's Western Rohan. This actually even shows, I don't know. Looking at this map would actually make me more interested in seeing what all this is about and connecting all of this western, southwestern area here in Middle Earth. So James G, you watched my video on the burglar. If you're talking about the redline video I made for the trait analysis video, that one was a little bit odd. I probably should have re-recorded the intro because my voice was really not warmed up. Because that video, if that's the one you're talking about, but for that video, I recorded at like 3 or 4 a.m., which was way early for me, as in that is when I got up that morning, and I decided I wanted to make a video. So I probably should have at least re-recorded the intro or done something to warm up my voice. So I hope if I try to make videos at 3 or 4 a.m. again, I will try to avoid having that issue. But it didn't seem to bother too many people. I know it's just a random thing, but whenever I think of that video, that is just what I think of now. Okay, we are defeating worms, and that I can do, I think. Wow, I actually killed, I guess I had a nice barrage crit on the one I targeted later. And here is a bear. They can start a quest. That sounds good. So Tower Hills. I hear a lot of people talk about Tower Hills, and I did not know exactly where it was. For some reason, I thought it might have been south of Iradluin or west of Iradluin. But Tower Hills, that is what is between Shift-C. That is, okay, that is right here. I would be interested in seeing Tower Hills then. It could almost be like a Wildwood type area-ish. I feel like it could fit its own zone, though. So Salty Scrunt, you have 9 hours of playtime in the game today, but you think you need to go play more. That is a lot of game playing. It would be hard for me to play a single game for that long in a day. Having breaks is good. So I was like thinking about when I did I think I did a 9.5 hour stream. Is that how long my Minas Morgul one was on Luiden? Something like that, where it was one of those off days, holiday Monday. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I basically had that day completely free, and I decided to stream all day, basically. It's not quite all day. If I did an actual all-day stream for me, it'd probably be like 15 hours. Oh, so you spent 9 hours power leveling your cousin. That sounds like a ton of time to power level somebody, especially if you were power leveling as in running the same thing over and over. And I did that fight as if I was playing the red line. Why is there a questing icon there? A scout? Yes, that is something I need. I need the white stone marker. Okay, one of those. How did I get out of find the path? I'm guessing switching specs, and I just never noticed that I needed to put it back on. So here are worms, and yes, I was actually right, there are worms up here. Ooh, killing wolves for a couple hours. I guess you're doing deeds. That is a long time to be killing wolves and doing deeds. Sometimes I can do it, but at least when I am working on my YouTube channel, which is basically all the time unless for some reason I'm unable to. Yeah, doing deeds, that is something I can actually do. But I feel like with YouTube, I spend a lot of time working on videos, which means less time to actually play games, which is okay because I enjoy making videos and all that.
Mind my words.
And most of my playtime is actually during streams, but that basically means even if I like the idea of doing deeds and completing zones and doing all that, in Lotro, I just don't ever have time for it. Hunt bears. That sounds like a good idea. Oh no, putting down the dying. I guess the bears are secure. Where are these bears supposed to be? They are supposed to be where I'm going. That is good. My hunter instincts were pointing in the right direction. I did not need to use barbed arrow again, but we'll just kill him instead. So 20 levels in 9 hours. That seems... I feel like I should say that seems slow just because that is a lot of time. 9 hours is very long, but 20 levels seems like decent progress, especially if you're not using any XP boost or anything like that. It could be good, and depending exactly what you're doing to power level somebody. Ooh, here is, oh, that is bear white. Okay. I have the quest. Can I have it as defeat bear white? I just feel like this would have been one of those quests where I needed to actually run up to him. So I want to, like, triple check that I actually had it. And actually needed to defeat bear white for it. So I just got that quest. It was like an auto bestow quest. I didn't even have to accept it, it looked like. Thought it said new quest or something. Maybe not. New quest to chilling revelation. Well, now I got a new quest at least. So, Richard, you said your mother wants to deed out every zone on all of her 13 hunters? That is a lot of hunters. That actually sounds like somebody in my kin who plays a lot of hunters. They play other characters as well, but I think they have a hunter at least on Arkenstone, and then a hunter on Anor. I don't know if they play on any other servers. And then they also do have a hunter low-level alt, or more medium-level alt now, on Anor on this server. Yeah, what am I doing? Hunting bears? Not anymore according to the quest, but I do not feel like I have hunted enough bears. We need to get this one. For the quests, I need to go east and kill some stone trolls, but first I will probably go ahead and just stop by the quest turn-in camp. And that actually reminds me, saying the word camp, I forget the hunters have returned to camp and I need to bind to a camp. And if I search on the map, I think there's a campsite up here, which would be perfect for this character right now for these quests, just because then I could return to camp. There aren't really milestones up here, at least that I know of. Seems like it'd be a very random place for milestones, but this actually reminds me, one of the nice things about Trollshaws, I feel like in the questing I'm doing now, is it's so immersive that I don't feel the need for stable masters or swift travels or anything like that. I almost feel like some zones, there's almost too much convenience about traveling between stable masters and the such. Even though there is a stable master here, and it'd probably be useful to use this one to go back, I just don't really feel like I'm missing or even needing anything like that. Even if there wasn't a stable master here, like this is just a... It almost makes it more immersive being able to be out here like deep into the Trollshaws forest wooded area. Ooh, I feel like a fancy, actual, proper hunter now that I have a camp to return to. Warden, Minstrel, and Runekeeper. Those are 3 fun classes. Especially the Warden and Runekeeper, but at least the Warden is a big change, definitely, from the Hunter. Runekeeper can be a little bit similar, I would say mainly in the yellow line compared to blue line Hunter. They're very different, of course, overall, but there are some similarities between them, like doing things on the move. On what is the quest here? Because the ring is not going away. Oh, use Calanthon's whistle. Track. Northeast. This is a little bit weird. I almost feel like I should be doing this as a regular hunter, so now I need to go up there. Okay. I wonder, it's probably best if I had to guess. I don't know, you could go this way. Let's try this way, just because I know there are stone trolls over here that I need. Yeah, the Hunter, there are way more travel skills compared to the Warden. I know Wardens have musters and all that, and they're solo only. But even if you compare just the amount that Hunter get, they get a lot more, and I think there are a few key ones that make it better, basically, than what the Warden gets. And you get the campfire. But it kind of makes sense, at least for the Hunter, with the campfires and all that. As far as mustering, I don't see any reason why a Warden wouldn't be able to like just muster and breed, and why they couldn't a Skeldon, for example. But that might be too much advanced thinking. If we're thinking about like designing classes and like their different benefits, pros and cons type things. I feel like I'm moving oddly fast, even without... Something made me move fast. Fleetness plus 10% run speed, that would be it. I think there is a blue line trait for that, but I just noticed I was like moving fast. I don't know why I randomly noticed that. What am I doing up here besides defeating these things? Find and defeat level. Okay, that is to the west. We are getting these stone trolls though. And this is a nice thing that the Warden is actually good at. But just being able to do a lot of things on the move for the Blue Line Hunter, like just for a little bit extra XP and even a little bit extra loot, I can just like shoot things on the move. Not really too much slow down my adventuring. I mean, I could technically be on a mount. I really don't remember this waterfall. I guess it's a little river or creek that's just not showing on the map, but I really don't remember that here. I want to go down and investigate this. Oh yeah, Gath Forthnear, that is one. Gath Forthnear, and I think there is also... Wardens can get the Mirkwood one, but there's something else kind of like that. And if y'all hear a weird noise, it is because my cat is rubbing against the microphone. And I am falling. That's just going to the webcam, facecam thing again. Like, I could zoom in more on my face, but the problem is when I get sinking down after sitting for a while, I'll just like totally fall out of it. Or if I'm sitting way up, which I am not doing right now, if I were sitting way up. Okay, so this just goes to a pond. It's like a giant waterfall with all this water rushing in. And somehow it just like barely goes up here. This might be one of the most unrealistic things I've seen in the game. I feel like this whole area should be flooded a lot more than it is. Especially if that water is just going here and not actually going anywhere in the ground. For how shallow this little pond here is, and how much water is coming in. Seems like it should be filling up basically this whole area. I like a lot of the world building in Lotro, but this actually does bother me a little bit. Because it really makes me wonder where the water is going. If there is an actual sink for the water, if it is going somewhere, but I can't find anywhere that it would actually go. It seems to be all solid ground underneath here. I don't think there'd be much for it to flow down into. Or maybe the trolls are drinking it all. That is a possibility. That is the only rational explanation I can think of, is that the trolls would actually drink all that water or take all that water, and that is where it's going somehow. But yeah, it was a neat area, other than the whole issue of having no idea where the water is going once it gets down there. Inventory overflow, that means I need to sell. I am level 34. I don't know if I completely realized that. Festival guide, don't want that. I don't know how I even got that. Here's the whistle. I somehow used that item and I didn't even have it. I can't get the subscriber town services while in combat, so I'll have to wait on that. Until then, I'll head west until I can go north, which maybe I should have turned here. Okay, I think this is good. Keeping my inventory open, even though it's kind of annoyingly, it's not even in the middle of the screen, but it's just annoyingly taking up screen real estate. Because I want to use my town services and want to actually remember to use that. And one problem with my inventories on my characters, especially a leveling characters like this, is I just hoard crafting materials. Even if I don't craft, I just feel like I don't have time to craft in Lotro with all the other stuff I do. And I just end up hoarding my materials and never really do anything with them. So my characters have all these crafting materials stuck in their inventory. I even send them to my bank hall, and I'll probably have had some deleted just because I haven't logged on my bank hall in a few months, I don't think.
How can I be of service?
So that's an issue with my inventories, basically, and I keep all this stuff. I try to give it away to people that need it or want it, but while out and adventuring and doing a new character, that's not helpful. And some of the crafting stuff, I still do that, and on alts like getting the Forester and Prospector up, because I do whatever this is, Explorer. I do like that, but what am I doing? I am browsing shop. I want to sell, but I want to lock all the crafting materials. I have got to 99 pristine hides. That is a good chunk. During Elven shoes. Do not need those. If they had good stats, I would actually really like that. If it had like critical rating instead of evade rating. This one, I don't know. That critical rating. Critical rating probably doesn't matter too much. I'll actually save that just in case. Don't need heavy armor. It's kind of weird that they made yellow gear, just random yellow gear you get, can actually be okay now in this game. I know the crafting stuff, if I could actually go on my Runekeeper and make this character a good set of crafted gear. But the yellow stuff is actually somewhat okay now. And now I'm finally ready to go about the quest. I feel like that was so long ago that I was kind of getting towards trying to do this quest, but then we went the troll way and had some interesting stuff happen. And here are the whites finally. Took a minute, but we made it to them. And as an outlook, I just realized I've been going with this stream about 2.5 hours now. As an outlook for the rest of the stream, I will probably wrap up this area up here and then, yeah, get wrapped up with a stream after that. So I will continue down the path this way. I don't think I want to go down that way. I think I want to go up this way, rather. Trying to look. It's a little bit hard to see, but just trying to look what's down there. If I missed anything, or if I could have gone that way at some point. And yeah, Jim Derringer, I agree with you. Solo Hunter is actually pretty chill. Somehow, even playing the blue line, it does feel that way. It felt a little bit more chill when I was playing the red line, just because it had to be a little bit more steady, less mobile. It's an interesting place for a white. Target is not in line of sight. I wonder how he got up there. But yeah, overall I agree, it's kind of nice. So Jim, you do not like questing in Trollshaws. Too many back and forth quests across that annoying river. Yeah, the Fort of Bruenna, when you get to Tal Bruenna, there is definitely a lot of that. I think there are some ways... Almost sounds like it's raining, but I don't think it is. That's a little bit weird. Okay, I don't think it's raining. That's just a little bit of weird noise I heard. On to the right. So somebody asked in the kin chat if they know where they can find a target dummy. There's right now, just so y'all can see the kin chat, that's what's usually blurred there. That's what I was replying to. Usually I have that blurred just for people if they're doing personal conversations or anything they don't want broadcasted to YouTube, as I share basically every time that comes up. But for anybody wondering, what is hiding in the bottom right corner is the kin chat, which I think seems like it could be obvious. I have the chat tab actually called KOFR for Kin, Officer, Fellowship, and Raid. It is basically everything that is not regular world chat, loot chat, regular chat box stuff. Also, Richard, you say to not get you started on Mom's 13 Hunters in Tal Bruenna. Actually, it makes me interested in what's going on with Tal Bruenna and the 13 Hunters. Where are we going? We're going... There's a bridge somewhere, I think. But yeah, as far as the target dummies go, I actually got this with my Figments of Splendor for my kinship. Just because I had so many Figments of Splendor and didn't really have anything to spin them on that I wanted. When the Curator finally came back to Lotro sometime last year, I think I got the target dummy. That one's actually nice because you can test your DPS and all that sort of stuff. I even did that with my Runekeeper on the server, like testing yellow line versus red line with just various whatever gear pieces I had. For example, at like level 85, my Warden did significantly more DPS than my Runekeeper. I don't think it was level 85 that we were able to get the target dummy. It was like 95 maybe. And Joey, you were asking if I have any thoughts on Elder Scrolls Online, and my thoughts are that I have not played it, so I am not sure what my thoughts are on the game. And actually, I do have some preconceptions about the game. And it is a more modern MMO, and I think it has a more modern combat type thing gameplay. So it's not really tab target, you don't have skill bar and things like that, as far as I know. So my opinion is I probably would not like the combat and gameplay of it too much, but in the future I'm thinking about giving it an actual fair shot. I don't know if it has like a free trial or if it even is free to play. I don't think it is. From what I remember, the game is like buy to play, like a one-time fee type thing. And then you just have the game. There might be expansions or something that you have to buy separate, but I really don't know. It could also have a subscription model. I don't remember. I can't keep up with all the games and what models they have, and particularly all the games I don't play, like Elder Scrolls Online. But yeah, I think it is, as you mentioned, really a different beast. So I can't actually say from playing it, personal experience playing it, how I think of it. But because it is so different and more of a modern MMO, and not really like the classic older ones like WoW and Lotro and the such, I have a little bit less interest in it just because of that, because I really like this gameplay style. So we're going southeast, but I still need to defeat Corker and need to defeat a few more whites. Wonder, I know at high levels I don't really use Swiftbow that much in Blue Line, because you can build focus so quickly with Quick Shot. But I wonder at this level, it seems like Swiftbow is very strong at this level. I wonder if it's a little bit more worth using basically Swiftbow than spamming Quick Shot again at this level. From what I remember, comparing to a high level hunter, I don't think that was the case. Okay, it sounds like Elder Scrolls Online is buy to play and then there's optional subscription. This is the Lost Temple, I think. I think it's the Lost Temple, which would now make it the Found Temple as far as I know. My level is too low. Pretty sure that was the name of the instance though. Hopefully I got the discovery deed for it. I wonder if my level is also too low to get the discovery deed. But for people not familiar with what I'm talking about, there is a level 65 plus instance that was released with Inadwaith. I think it was Inadwaith it was released during. Over here, and it's called Lost Temple. It was part of the same instance cluster that included, I want to call it Suri Kyla, but that's the name of the town, Seri Surma. Joey, I am glad that you enjoy the Lotro content. Thank you. Okay, we have 3 enemies on us, and that is why we play the blue line, so I can use split shot and somehow try to press control while I'm still kiting, which did not work out that well, but yeah, I think compared to the red line, we had a lot of red line experience, but I'm feeling like these fights are going a bit better than the red line. And for my quests, I'm getting all these interesting areas which I don't really need to explore just for the quest, but Signet, I got Signet of something. Not really too familiar with this. Signet of Rudar. And actually, this character, he has completed, they now have prerequisite quests for rep items like this, which I'm not the biggest fan of having those prerequisite quests, but this character did get that. In their absence, yes, that is... Okay, that makes sense, Brandon. The instances come from... in their absence is when you go around to get all the rangers and all that. And I think that does make perfect sense with these instances being a part of that, and I guess that is when you would want to discover them. Even though I think, if I remember correctly, talking to the rangers alone does not take you to where these instances necessarily are located to unlock them with the discovery deed. But we're getting really far. This is almost like a part of Trollshaws. It doesn't seem like it'd be that much just based on the map, but it's this whole area with all these whites and a pretty large path overall. It's like one of the more open areas, I feel like, of Trollshaws, oddly enough. I do not know what's up here, but I wanted to find out, and it's just a single white there. And I don't know how I missed it, but I missed this whole area here. I was like, I need to go west, and there's no way. But I somehow missed this little path right here. It's not even that small of a path, it's like this huge path that I missed. Do I have Cry of the Hunter yet? Somebody mentioned that earlier, and this is the time I would like to use that just for the Days effect. Overall, that went fairly well. I did not even have to use a potion. Wow, this character has so many consumables. Apparently there is a training dummy in the training hall in Bree. I did not know that. I actually just found the training hall. I don't know for the first time, but the first time in recent memory. First time I get to use Return to Camp as well on this character. don't think I didn't have a camp before, so I guess I've never used it on this character. I feel like that's also something I just don't really think about with hunters because I don't play them too frequently, but all my other hunters, I don't know how often I've used that, so that's a rare instance of me actually using the return to camp skill. And these quest rewards are not that good. Still no Warden shield. I thought there might have been one here for me to look at. This would be a neat shield though, if I got like a little physical model of that shield to put on that wall there, or maybe over this side. But anyway, if I actually had a shield, this would be a neat one. A shield from the game. So talk to Elro here, who would be at Thorinhad. So this is probably all I have planned for the stream. Good time to go ahead and wrap up, I think. And yeah, Stragok, that was a very cool raid back then. A little bit after Inedwaith, but yeah, during Isengard. As far as an update for future content, I might have a WoW video tomorrow, but that depends if I can edit it tonight before I go to bed. I'm probably going to go to bed very soon after this, because it is getting towards bedtime and I am tired. But anyway, I might have a WoW video tomorrow, I might not. If I don't, I wonder if I'd try to do that for Monday. But anyway, I think Saturday, at the very least Saturday, I will have a Lotro stream as far as Lotro content. And I want to test a skill that I do not even have on my skill bar on the blue line. That's a problem if you play 2 specs and you get a skill when you level up, it will not go on your other trait line. So I want to see, Desperate Flight takes you to the nearest rally point, but I want to see where this takes me. Bruin and Gorges, see? There's a 30-minute cooldown skill that, sure, it can save me from dying. It takes me to a rally point, which is where you would go if you died anyway, if you did not have your free revive, so it's kind of funny with that. And it is useful sometimes if you really don't want to die or whatever. Go to the nearest rally point. I think hunters used to use it in instances. As far as I know, it's maybe disabled now in instances, but anyway, that was a very easy transportation skill. Ooh, got a red quest. House of the Master. Wow. If I were level 33 still, I could not have gotten that quest. And now we are seeking... Yeah, let's go ahead and get started to Tau Bruinen before I totally wrap up the stream, so we have a little bit of warning before I go. That way I can do it. Always takes me like 20 minutes, it seems like, to do any sort of outro type thing. Actually, there has not been too much with this stream. It's been like straight leveling, basically straight questing. I've had a ton of fun here in Trollshaws, made a lot of progress. In the future, I might try to do North Trollshaws, but the priority is to get this character level 42, which means finishing up Trollshaws, maybe even doing book quests here. I know they're not the fastest to level, which is why basically I've never done them, but I think it'd be good for me to do them, just to get a little bit of that experience here. And yeah, I wonder what I would do actually after Trollshaws on this character if I'm just looking to gain XP and maybe do some zones I haven't done recently and only getting to level 42. It's not something I really thought about too much. I do have missions and skirmishes I could do if I'm just looking for XP, but sometimes nice to get lost on a big questing adventure as I'm doing on this character. So I have to really think about after Trollshaws where I might want to go with this character, or if maybe I can squeeze in group content and enough different things on this character, see what I can do to get him to 45. Before Wildwood comes out, which does not have a release date, but could potentially be next week, it sounds like. One thing I do hope, I think a lot of people are critical about this with War of Three Peaks is, and even a lot of things in Lotro, we don't really get release dates until like a week in advance, it seems like. Not even a week in advance, sometimes just a day or two in advance. So I wonder if they will give a little bit more notice with Wildwood, because there are a lot of things people are critical about with War of Three Peaks, and that was one of them. And I feel like with Wildwood, Update 29, Standing Stone Games is trying to do a little bit better. So the thing with Misty Mountains or Regian, with the Regian, which is weird saying it as a Regian to me, I'm so used to calling it Regian, which Regian is at least an upgrade, I think, from Aragoin. But anyway, with that, ooh, I'm taking a bad path there. It's a fun path, but a bad one nonetheless. The problem with that is it's too high level. I would love to do that zone. Maybe after Wildwood, this character could do that if I'm having enough fun on this character. I would actually not mind going to Regian just because I do love that zone so much. This is bringing back like all the fun memories from when the Legendary servers launched and I was going through all this stuff on my Lore Master. I had the Nora LM series and I basically streamed every day on that character, I think. Maybe I didn't do every day, but that's what it felt like. I don't need to go this way either. Oh, I think I was on the right path. I got a little bit confused with how I needed to go here. I think I could go all the way around as the other option, but at this point I don't think it's worth it. But Misty Mountains... okay, before Misty Mountains, Richard, you said, what's strange is that lady looking out the window in a brie above where the anniversary festival vendors are. You're wondering if she was always there or did they add her? I honestly have no idea who you're talking about. I'll have to try to maybe pay attention to that. And that reminds me, I never talked about this hunter's quiver. So this quiver, it took me a long time to hunt down a quiver. I had to search on the Lotro wiki, or just actually Googled Lotro hunter quivers. And I found the Lotro wiki had a list of quivers, and there was a particular outfitter in the North Downs in Trestlebridge that I had no idea that was a thing, or they had different things than the outfitter in Breland, because I went to the one in Breland just assuming there would be a quiver there because they have like the Warden Javelin pack. But anyway, let's go ahead and I can go ahead and get like some of these quests done, maybe even on my way up there. Maybe at least the venison from the elks. But if I get these quests done, they will reset. These are all repeatable quests, like the ones to kill these various animals here. So if I can actually get some of these done on the way up, that means I would be able to do these quests again, and that just means more XP for this character, really. But with Misty Mountains, that is possible. Misty Mountains, I guess I could start that. I don't remember if the very first quest there, level 40 or 40 or 40 or 41, or maybe even 42. But that is possible. The only thing about Misty Mountains is that I like that zone, but the main reason I would want to go there is actually to do like Goblin Town, which is something that would, if I were not building this character, leveling him specifically for Wildwood, that is something I would like to do, but because I feel like I have to kill this troll. But because I want to do Wildwood, I don't want to do Goblin Town. And another option is technically Angmar, but that's kind of similar with Angmar. If I did that, I do like the southwestern part here, the big solo part, but if I actually did Angmar, I would be interested in trying to do some of the higher level stuff, which again, I want to do Wildwood instead of that. Foracle, that is a little bit high level as well, not quite as high as like Eregion, but I think that would be a little too high for this character, even though I could maybe do the first part. There aren't all that many quests way down at Tar Orthon, the Kapakota area down there. Oh, so the fancy elven quiver. Yeah, that is about the quiver. So Thorin's Hall and Rivendell, they have vendor with same quiver. I did not know that. But there is one in... There is the one in the anniversary for steel tokens, which should be coming up in a couple months. I just have to remember to spend my steel tokens and get that quiver. At least that's what I heard or saw on the Lotro wiki. Oh yeah, that is... I don't feel like I'm quite stuck there, Brandon, but I can see that being a little bit of a struggle if you want to level your Warden, but he's level 46, and that is pretty good for Wildwood. Okay, got the venison. That is the big thing that I want to do there. We are almost getting to the morning time. Somebody mentioned the full day in Lotro might be 3 hours, and I think they are perhaps right. And Wildwood is level 45. All the quests there I think are supposed to be exactly level 45, Richard. The mobs there, I think I've seen 44 to 46 as far as mob levels, maybe 47 as well. I don't remember specifically what that. Alright, so there is a campfire here, but I think I would rather set my milestone here compared to Oscaroth. Or, no, I have all my guide skills, my ports. Another thing for this character, if I really want to get XP on him, I could just use these enhanced XP things.
You leave me to my misery. Will you let me speak my piece?
But yeah, I'm supposed to be doing outro stuff. Future content, I mentioned Saturday I plan to have a stream, and I would like for that to be on this character. Tomorrow I might have a WoW video. It could even be a little bit in the afternoon, I suppose, if I try to do the editing in the morning. Before I get going with work and school stuff.
Would you do something for me?
There is a quest ring. Okay, he is up there. I have to actually go up one more level for that. Oh yeah, this is on Anor as well. I can't believe I'm forgetting. I think I need to go up there. Oh, that NPC is moving. Maybe he is down below. Maybe I don't need to go up there. Getting a little bit confused with this camp again. Let me go out this way and see. Here he is. This is where I met up, I think. No, maybe not. Hold up. There he is down here. Or there she is.
What do you need?
Ooh, nothing to repair. That means I actually use my subscriber town buff thing. Not subscriber town buff, but the subscriber buffs or whatever it's called. What is it actually called? Okay, just subscriber buffs. But yeah, as far as this stream goes, you all can probably tell I've had a lot of fun, especially because I've been saying that it almost feels like on repeat. Wow, a lot of quests. I think this is the really fun style of quest when you just have so many things to do, like out here. So yeah, I expect to have fun when I get back to Trollshaws on this character, which is again what I plan to do Friday. And here is the outlook. This is what I was thinking when I thought about going up a tier. Actually, I wanted to go down a tier to get a little bit of the view here. And with the Lotro day, I think I have been going almost 3 hours with this stream, and I think we have gotten through almost a full 24 hours as far as like Lotro day cycle goes. So that is nice. And yeah, this character, I actually had more fun on him than I expected. His outfit didn't bother me as much as I expected, and there are a lot of things like that. So a lot of good things, a lot of fun things from this stream. I don't think Ivan is here, but he had a huge super tip of $100 earlier and became, on 2 of his channels, a Mithril tier member. And we had so many things. I feel like I just have to thank everybody again. I do want to... I should have a better memory for this, but Vulgar TG, he became a Mithril tier member on my channel as well. Salty Scrunt, I believe you became a member on the channel during the stream. Wizco also tipped $1, and somebody else, Richard, tipped $5. Actually, I forgot about that. And Eric, somehow I forgot about you. Just going on with so much fun in the game. But you became a channel member as well, so... thanks everybody with the support as far as that goes. I don't know why I had all those icons open. I almost feel like we match. We have similar hair color. I think she is a regular elf and I am a high elf, of course. But yeah, we oddly match, it seems like. Anyway, with all that, thank you all for all the support that has gone on with the stream. Yeah, I'll be back Saturday with this character, I suppose. And as far as the stream goes and all the content we did, as I mentioned, I had a ton of fun, and I hope you all also enjoyed the stream and going through Trollshaws with me, and even some missions at the beginning that I kind of forgot about. And if you did enjoy all that, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content, and thanks for joining and chatting and watching.